Hello and welcome to the Daily Juice. I'm your host, Shardene Blake, and this is your 10-minute pep talk before you start your day. Today's juice is pineapple, celery, cucumber, spinach, and a bit of mint. And today I just want to ask the question, how do you start your mornings? Because the way you start your day sets you up for your day. If you are just going through the motions of getting up and rolling out of bed, scrolling on your phone, quickly getting something to eat, getting ready, realising that you're running late, rushing out of the house, getting caught in traffic, being annoyed at yourself or at life or at everybody else, and then you will just find more things to be annoyed at. You will find that you are rushing more and more. Because what we're putting into our mind is finding more of that thing. So every single day we think about, there's various studies on this, but around maybe 60,000 thoughts, and 80% of those thoughts are negative and 90% of those thoughts are repeated from the day before, which means we're on a constant cycle of repeating the same thoughts every single day. And as our thoughts are creating our reality, because what we're thinking our mind is looking for, then we're just creating the same kind of day after day. And there are of course variables, but on the whole I realized that I was feeling the same every day because I was thinking the same every day. I didn't realise it at the time because I had no idea that that's how my mind worked. No one ever taught me that. No one taught me at school, at college, at university. Like, this is stuff I had to figure out on my own. But once I did, it was just a massive game changer for me, because it meant that if things weren't going my way, I could consciously say to myself, okay, well, what am I thinking? What thoughts am I putting in? And part of that, to get on top of that, I started to have a morning routine that was different to the morning routine that I previously had, which wasn't something that I'd really consciously chose to do, because no one really wants to be waking up, snoozing their alarm 10 times, not wanting to get out of bed, getting out of bed at the last possible minute, eating like a really rubbish breakfast or something on the go that wasn't nutritious at all, that made me feel even worse. I didn't want to be angry at the weather, or angry at the fact that I was late, or angry that I'd missed the bus, or angry because things just weren't going my way. I wouldn't have chosen that. I don't want that stress, those stress levels in my body. So what I had to do was to think, right, so if I'm creating what my day is going to be, let's make a conscious effort to change those thoughts from the day before. So my thoughts had basically become a habit. My whole life was just a habit. Your whole life is a habit. Unless you realise that, and unless you can break out of that, you're just going to get more of the same. I was getting more of the same every day, and it wasn't the same that I particularly wanted at all. It was slowing me down in my progress. It was making me feel like I wasn't good enough for what it was that I wanted, and I didn't realise if I could just change my thought patterns, if I could just get on top of how I started my day, then it would make the rest of my day so much easier. So I would start my day getting out of bed early, not snoozing, doing some exercise just to wake me up, to get me going, because my thought process was always, I'll get up late, eat something that wasn't really serving my body, and then I'll just work out later. But later would come, and I definitely didn't feel like it then, because I've had a whole day of what my morning consisted of. I could never get ahead creatively because I didn't have the energy, and I didn't have the openness, what I call the university, not the, well, it's kind of like university, but the universe wasn't flowing through me because I wasn't open enough. I was totally closed down in a state of stress, in what is called flight or fight. And from that flight or fight, that survival mode, it's impossible to be creative because your body and your mind thinks that there's an actual real life threat to you. So all it focuses on is keeping you alive. So I was basically living my day to day just staying alive. And there's so much more to life than that. There's so much more to life than just thinking, I've just got to get through this day. And if you can just change some of your thought patterns by getting up and just taking a moment and thinking, actually, consciously, what do I want to think today? And the way that I was living and operating from was the negative. I was always looking for what was wrong, what could go wrong, what had gone wrong. Even if that thing that had gone wrong had nothing to do with me and it was just something that I'd seen on the news, I was so fixated on all the possible things that could go horribly hideous wrong for me. My brain was like, well, let's just look for more of those opportunities to prove you right, that life is actually really hard and things are just not going to go your way. So when I consciously felt like, right, I'm going to focus on what could go right, I'm going to focus on the possibilities out there, the opportunities, the fact that you can wake up this morning and go to bed and those hours in between could be full of massive opportunity for you if you're just open to receiving it, which I wasn't, because I was constantly in this survival mode of everything's a threat, everything's horrendous, everything's going wrong. But if you can find yourself in a position of, there's opportunity today, today's going to be a good day. Sometimes that's how I started off, like waking up and affirming to myself, like, today's going to be a good day. Like, I'm awake, I'm alive. I was looking for things that I was really happy about. And it just made a difference, because once I'd started looking for things I was happy about in the morning, my mind was then looking for more things throughout the day. And like traffic, it doesn't really affect me. Like, I was finding I was going out and driving and everyone was letting me through. People were nice to me when I was out and about, like in the supermarket, people were chatting to me. I would find, I don't know, offers for things that I wanted to buy. I would meet people who were just the perfect person that I needed to meet for the thing that I was working on or that I wanted to do. And I was finding I was making more friends. I was just happy. Like, I was so much happier, and I was kinder to people and people were kind to me. And it's all because when I woke up, instead of thinking what's wrong, instead of thinking I don't want to get out of bed, I'm too tired, I don't want to deal with this today, instead of getting up and just shoveling a load of rubbish down my throat and then going out into the world, I was getting up and consciously thinking, I'm so grateful, like, look at all this amazing stuff that's here and available to me. I was making sure that my body was nourished. I was, well, so simple as drinking water. I wasn't even drinking water before. So think about it. I want you to just think, like, how am I starting my day, and can I start it in another way? Am I setting myself up for a good day, or am I setting myself up for more of the same, of feeling anxious, of feeling scared, of feeling like everything's going to go wrong? Like, it's up to you. Like, I can't believe I didn't know how much power I had before. I can't believe I didn't know that it was down to me. I can't believe that all it took was consciously thinking, what am I thinking right now? And it made a difference. And I know when you're not at this, before I started this, when I was stuck in a bit of a rut, if someone had said this, like, just come along, oh, by the way, if you just think a different way in the morning, everything will be different, I'd have been like, get lost. Like, what do you know? My life is so hard and I'm struggling so much. What do you know? And it was only because I read stuff about how the mind works, I'd been on courses, that it just made sense to me. So give it a go anyway. Just think about, how am I starting my day? How have I started today? How am I going to start today? How did I start yesterday and how did that go? It might be that you've already made incremental changes and you can think back and reflect, oh my gosh, like a year ago or 2 years ago, I really wasn't happy. I really didn't want to get out of bed, and now I do. And that's because I've made this change. And then build on those changes that you may have already made. I just want you to go out there and have the best day. I want you to go out there and see the opportunity out there for what it is and for what you could achieve, and to allow that creative genius that has the potential to flow through all of us to just be able to go whoop in, and you can put it out into the world. So that was today's Daily Juice. I hope you have a great day. sincerely, like I really do. And I will see you tomorrow for more of the same. Bye. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, subscribe and turn on your notifications.